Hi guys, I'm Joel Walsh. I'm a 22-year-old international kickboxer and Taekwondo athlete that represents Wales and Great Britain. I'm originally from Cardiff, which is in the UK, and my most memorable sporting achievements are being a 10-time Welsh Kickboxing champion, 3-time British Open winner, senior and junior European medalist, as well as being the British Taekwondo champion. For me, childhood and my early years were a great time in my life. You know, we were quite a tight-knit family. There was a few of us. I was one of 5, and my only brother ended up leaving young. So for a long while, it was just me and the girls, and that's got a bit hectic. But yeah, we didn't have a lot, but what we did have, we were grateful for. And you know, it was a really noisy house, and you know, there's always a lot of stuff going on. My mum did a lot to support us. It's not easy bringing up 5 kids when you're on your own, but she did the best that she could and always went above and beyond to make sure she could try and give us, you know, the things that we wanted and everything that we needed. So yeah, forever grateful there, really. My earliest sporting memories were initially just wanting to be like everyone else, and you know, wanting to play rugby and football, and you know, be part of the squad that were always in assembly, you know, scoring goals on the weekend in school. So initially that was what I wanted to do, but then when I was about 4 or 5, my mum brought me along to my first ever martial arts session. It was kickboxing, and it was the first day the club opened, and yeah, I loved it from the second I got in there. Loved just everything about it, the fitness, the team building, the fighting, and realised I had a bit of a natural gift. So from there, I remember just picking up gold medal after gold medal and driving around the South Wales valleys, just competition after competition. But it took quite a while for me to come up against my first loss, and I didn't quite know how to take it because I was so young. And I just remember I didn't stop crying for like 3 days. I was only a kid, but yeah, that's something that'll never leave me. But glad I stuck with kickboxing, glad I found my niche early in life, because I think a lot of athletes and a lot of people, they find what they're good at, but maybe they might find it a little bit late. But yeah, I'm really grateful for my mum to bring me down to that kickboxing class when I was 4 years old. Started with walking into a kickboxing club when I was 4 years old, and just starting to compete straight away, and from there looking and competing all the way through as a junior, getting to the sort of European stage. And I remember my first European competition, I was only like 8 or 9 years old, and my older brother said to me, you know, that some people work all their lives to get to do this, and you get to do it at 8 years old. And I remember being so scared that I just didn't even want to get on a plane. It got to the point towards my early teens, I was picking up, you know, 5 or 6 gold medals on one competition day. I'd go there, I'd go turn up to the competition, I would enter my weight, the weight above my weight, and yeah, pick up gold medal after gold medal. When I came up to around about 13 to 14, 15, 16, I think I went through some of the challenges that everyone goes through. So, you know, when you're that age and you just want to be out socialising, or, you know, just concentrating on other things and just being a general teenager, thinking, you know, there's more to life than this. And I wasn't training as regularly as well. I wasn't training as much as I should have. I wasn't competing to the level that I knew I could. Eventually, I went through a really, really hard phase in my life. I remember getting to, I think I was around about 19, I just dropped out of university, I was out of a job, I wasn't looking forward to anything at all, and I wasn't even training at this point, and I was doing some casual labour work for a family friend, and I was sat in an old abandoned house that we were renovating, and I was painting a door, and I'm covered head to toe in paint, and I just remember looking at myself and thinking, right, I need to pull something out of the bag, I need to secure something now, otherwise I'm going to be painting the same door, or different door, whatever door. I'm going to be painting a door in like 20 years, wondering what happened to my life and why I didn't do anything with it. So I thought, what am I good at? I thought the only thing I've ever really been good at in life is kicking people in the head. I thought, right, how can I turn that into any sort of career? And I sat down and I started watching Taekwondo videos. I remember on the spot in that old abandoned house, I looked at those videos and I thought, right, this is what I'm going to do. So I reached out to a few people, managed to get myself involved in a few Taekwondo sessions down in Wales, and on my first session, off the back of it, the coach said that, you know, you need to be looking at getting your name on that Olympic bus because you've got it in you. So for 12 months then I grinded and I worked and I took myself to different competitions, and I ended up becoming British champion later that year. I went on trial first of all with Ireland, got a bit of Irish heritage, that's where my surname comes from, and I went out to Ireland and things just weren't quite right. Didn't have the funding to take me on at the weight that I wanted to be, so back to the drawing boards, you know, a few competitions later, and then I remember just coming home one day and checking my emails, and I had been talent scouted and I was ready for a trial for Team GB in Manchester. Had a good trial, got signed, and that sort of opened my eyes to the bigger picture, whether it's in kickboxing and what I'm doing now, and you know, trying to get to the top of the world rankings in kickboxing because it's been given Olympic recognition, or whether it be in Taekwondo. Then it's a crazy experience, it's a crazy feeling. I think my faith stemmed from when I was younger, education, you know, schools. I was always interested in that side of thing in RE, and I think I kind of liked the idea of having, you know, that extra bit of support there, you know, that extra bit of something to rely on. And I think as I grew up, that just stuck with me. I know what's more relevant for me is, you know, footprints in the sand and having that sort of safety net in God. And I reached out, and it becomes incorporated into your everyday life. Like, I know, for example, my pre-game routine, if you have it, if we're set to fly out for a competition on the Friday, I know then on the Thursday night I will take my dogs for a walk and then stop in the local church. Or if I'm up in Manchester where I don't have my dogs, I will head over to Manchester Cathedral with one or two of the other athletes. So yeah, it's definitely something that carries you through, and I think to a lot of you guys who've got your issues and we've all got the same issues and problems, I think it's that extra bit of hope. You know, when you've got nothing, then you do definitely have hope and faith. If there's one lesson that I would want you guys watching this to take away from my story and some of my experiences, is that whatever you do, I just want to let you know that persistence will get you to where you want to be. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not going to be Olympic champion overnight. You're not going to get that degree overnight. You're not going to get that good job overnight. So I think it's all about just working towards things and never losing sight of your end goal. Commitment is about following things even when you're not in the same mentality as when you said or thought that you were going to do it. So you never know when you might be sat in that abandoned house looking at painting a door and getting home when that email's come through. You never know what that email might look like in your case. So please, if there's one thing that I want you to take away from my story, it's that you'll never beat the power of persistence. So whatever it is, keep grinding, keep working towards your goals. If there's one final message that I want you guys to take away from this, is that no matter what your circumstances, your troubles, your hardships, what challenges you might face in your day-to-day life, just please remember that there's nothing stronger than the power of persistence, and God has a plan for everyone. So no matter what you're going through at the moment or what you go through at any point in your life, just remember that it's not always going to be the case, and you always have the power to build, move, take that sideward step and move forward. So God is there, God is working hard for you. If you don't get the answer that you want, then God is just prepping you for what you really need. And yeah, use the support network that is there for you. Please reach out, because we are all looking out for you. So if there's one message that I want you to take away from my story, just please remember that.